Hey there, gang. I'm MyRadar meteorologist Matthew Cappucci in Houma, Louisiana. Francine is likely making landfall later today or tonight as a high-end Category 1 or low-end Category 2 in the state of Louisiana. Now, the track has shifted a little farther east compared to earlier forecasts, which means a greater impact to the downtown New Orleans metro area where gusts of 75+ miles per hour are possible. So for New Orleans, now is the time to begin preparing for about 3 or 4 hours of hurricane conditions later on this evening during the evening commute. I also think the core may remain intact enough to give hurricane gusts to like Biloxi and Gulfport too. We have to remember as well that stronger winds will push water against the coastline, leading to a dangerous surge for areas anywhere below, say, 5 feet sea level. Areas from New Orleans over towards Mobile will also see a string of rotating thunderstorms in the feeder bands kind of rushing ashore this afternoon or evening. Any of those could rotate and produce tornadoes as well. The impacts could be significant, especially near the coastline. That's why the Waffle House here in Houma, Louisiana is shutting down at 10 o'clock this morning. And when that happens, you know that's not a great sign. Now, of course, I'm in the field. Jordan Hall is in the field as well. We'll be doing a live stream at the time of landfall and leading up to landfall. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more hurricane information, and follow MyRadar across the board on all social media platforms too. So diving right in, we have an aircraft inside the storm collecting data right now. You see a lot of purple, that marks the wind field. Anything purple are hurricane force winds of 75+ miles per hour. But notice a pressure down to 975. Now, normal air pressure at sea level is about 1013. That basically means we're missing 3% of the air towards the middle, and that's driving a strong vacuum effect and sucking in all these winds. So again, the more missing air in the middle, the more that we're pulling in winds. Now, why is the air missing from the middle? Well, we got strong thunderstorms or convection lifting air up and out the center. That's why we're missing the air. In addition, that's also helped to generate an eye, which we can just barely see coming into range on radar right now. With that core now intact, Francine has a few more hours to intensify and likely will become a Category 2 hurricane on final approach to Louisiana. Rains are already spreading southern Louisiana and the Mississippi River Delta as the outer bands lift in. I think we'll see those increase in aerial coverage and intensity with gustier winds later on this afternoon. Then, around 4 or 5 p.m., the eye wall, that ring of wind surrounding the eye, begins to move ashore. It will likely impact the greater New Orleans area and maybe go across the bay towards like Gulfport and Biloxi too. I expect 90-mile-per-hour gusts at the immediate coastline, 80-plus-mile-per-hour gusts here in Houma, and 70-plus-mile-per-hour gusts in downtown New Orleans. Those gusts to 70 could also impact Gulfport and Biloxi, and I think in any given area the worst winds last about 3 or 4 hours. To the east of the center, we'll see onshore winds pushing water against the coastline and causing a surge. We could see 5 to 7 feet of surge to the Atchafalaya Delta and Terrebonne Bay, and then for Lake Pontchartrain, probably 5 feet give or take. Same thing downtown New Orleans, the Mississippi Delta, even Gulfport, Biloxi, 5 feet give or take. So again, a pretty significant surge. And you add that seawater on top of 5 to 8 inches worth of rainfall that's trying to drain, but the water has nowhere to go and the soils are saturated, so even inland flooding could be a big problem. One small piece of good news is that there likely won't be much rain behind the center, so once the eye comes through, it might actually get drier on the backside. That's thanks to dry air coming in on the backside, working to erode the circulation. So again, cutting back on the backside. But the bad news, once that dry punch comes in, it meets the moisture, it kicks up a band of thunderstorms, and with all the leftover spin from Francine, these thunderstorms will rotate and pose a risk of tornadoes. So I think any of those thunderstorms could spawn isolated tornadoes for New Orleans, Gulfport, Biloxi, Mobile, the Interstate 10 corridor, nearest to the coast especially. That's why the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center has drawn a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for tornadoes across the area. And likewise, weather models simulate plenty of rotation tracks, so again, a distinct possibility. Now, of course, we'll have additional updates throughout the day. I'll be roving in the field, but still producing content for the MyRadar app. Stay tuned, stay safe, and stay weather aware.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, Xbox, and Windows.